from the sky. No one and no alibi. Lies burning hotter than the sun. Fake prophets cashing in the dream, selling hope through a broken beam. What's the truth? Where's it gone?
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Thank you for hanging out. We've got a big one tonight. Oh, a big one. That's right. This one's going to be huge. They're all big. Yeah, I want to talk about what our world would be like with aliens in it. Like if we had to go to school, go shopping, share a theater, a restaurant, a book club. Is it going to be like that in the future? Will the aliens, will they adhere to the world we live, or will they bring in their cultures and their way of life because they think they're better than us? All this and a lot more on Dating an Alien, right after we talk about aliens. I don't know. It's pretty scary if you really think about it. And we do have disclosure, and the aliens are going to be here in a few years, right? 2027. That's the goalpost. That's the line. That's where they're heading. That's where they're taking us. Do you want to go along for the ride? Do you want to be a part of this grift the government's really spitting out? Even Corbell doesn't believe in it. If Corbell doesn't believe it, Jesus Christ on a popsicle stick, what the fuck is going on then if he doesn't believe it? Why wouldn't Corbelltone believe it? Corbelly the beast. Corbelly the beast. Corbello. I just want to say it. Goof on hits like a freight train. Those UFOs falling in the sky. How is everybody? You guys doing okay? Everybody all right? Ready to do this tonight? Do we have a poll? Did I put a poll up? Oh, I forgot to share the show tonight. Yeah, I forgot to tell people. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What are we doing? No poll. No poll tonight. I don't know why I didn't do a poll. Hey, Anjali. Welcome to the show, everybody. That's a nice looking picture. Very nice. Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that. I put you in the thumbnail. It was just by accident. I mean, when I hit it, I'm like, oh, that's, yeah, it's on the phone. It's this big. And I'm like, I thought that was Anjali's hair. I said, that's a good picture. I'll leave it in the thumbnail. I usually add people with me in there sometimes, Even that airplane girl, the one, he's not real. Remember that girl? She's doing this on my shoulder. It's just for hell. Nobody cares. But good to see you. You look good in that picture there. Dorothy Hawkins, howdy doody, fresh and fruity. How are you doing this eve? Good to see ya, good to see ya. Prince Edward, County 360 degrees. Welcome to the show. Mako and Star Butterfly. Hey. Welcome to Raven's Rabbit Hole. How you doing, Raven? Raven's Rabbit Hole. That's a good one. What do you say, Yates? Welcome to the Yates Motel. Oh no. How you doing, man? Monsieur here, Goofonian Matal here. How you doing, Chief? Junje Anje, the angel of Goofon. Where did you? Brooke is. Huh? Yeah. David Wilcox. Not Wilcock, okay? Welcome to the show. All right. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, and I have to make believe there's like 1,000 people here so we can just keep going. No, seriously. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I do want to say something about these vertical streams. I know you guys are used to this broad way of streaming, but I have to test the market out. I have to do it. So there's going to be maybe one show a week where we're going to have the vertical stream on GoofOn. Look, I'll try to make it be one of those shows where you don't have to look at dots in the sky, because that's what's really annoying. It's trying to see these sightings that are really hard to see to begin with on such a small block of cheese. Why did they do that? Why couldn't they make it just a little bit, 30% bigger would make everybody that much happier. So this guy on the internet, on Delete Laws is the name of this channel. He will only do vertical streams. Now he says he set it up using OBS and 2 cameras, and I realized the trick that he did. He's got them both going, and then he splices them together because he'll put his hand up and it'll disappear behind the block of cheese on top. So I don't know, because I need to get another camera. My other one doesn't. It's not compatible. It broke, and it's sitting on the floor. Should be in the garbage. So I need another camera for me to do vertical and give you guys a bigger screen, because I want to bring it to GoofOn. It's really bringing in subscribers and a lot of views, and I think it kickstarts. I need a kickstart, so I'm doing it, and I know some of you hate it. Sorry. But there will be in the show description, if there is a vertical stream, I will put VS, and I'll type it out in the description. This is a vertical stream show. Just so you know. All right? That's it. I mean, I got to do what I got to do. And you know how tough it's been for GoofOn? Well, when I get 50,000 views and 100 subscribers on Rich Saves America for one show, I've got 300,000 views in 2 weeks. I want that to happen, all right? So it looks good. People come over, they're like 40,000, 50,000, bing, what's this guy talking about? People think, there's a lot going on. And there is. And I needed to come over to GoofOn. So bear with me while we do the rest of this year as some sort of test, okay? Once a week, maybe twice. I don't know. But it's happening, and I'll make sure we don't do it on a night where there's sightings you got to look at, all right? See, I didn't think it'd be a big deal. Because you could listen to my show and not watch it at all. And you'll still know what's going on until I play videos. And that I feel bad about. But let's all be grown-ups here. Let's just, don't bash me. Bash YouTube. They're the ones who made that tiny screen the way it is. And guess what? You can enlarge it too. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I had to get that out because I'm doing them. I'm going to be doing the vertical stream. So I know I said I wasn't going to, but I am. I changed my mind for GoofOn. All right. Now, let's get to work. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. So I do want to talk about I also want to talk about the 1976 Tehran UFO incident that John Greenwald talked about this weekend. Corbell is interesting. He's a character, this grifter. He says he doesn't believe that there's a big UFO. Why? Why doesn't the guy who makes the biggest claims of all doesn't believe that there's a big ship on the way? Stephen Diener, the UAP, Unidentified Alien podcast, posted this on X, excuse me, while I die in my chest. Red Panda Koala then posted this. Says, Corbell, you're going to be told that there's a craft on its way to Earth. That interests me alone. Why are we bringing up that narrative? Isn't it weird? We had, if you really think about how weird that is, we started off with TTSA, 2015, 2016. Then Eleganzo comes in. Then Unidentified, the movie. Then Unidentified, the documentary fail, right? His book or whatever, right? And then we had, what'd we have? Whistleblower, couple of hearings. Yay. And everybody said the same thing as Grush. Same thing. You believe NHI? And then comes Jake the Snake Barber. The grift of all grifts. I can talk to the eggs, he says. Yeah, boop. Right there. I use my nugget. No yolk. I can talk to the eggs. What'd he say? No joke. No, he said no yolk. Maybe. However, Jeremy says it's 100% a fucking lie. Check this out. It bothers me that Corbell doesn't believe. Why? Because you'd think he would be supporting. All right, just watch.
Is coming.
All
All indications,
why?
like all of them,
He better say why it's bullshit.
is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
Say why. Why?
It's nuanced,
Why?
how they explain that,
Why?
the nature of that threat.
Why?
But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told.
Why?
Even
Why?
got a date. People been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from. I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie.
Right.
A classified document. That is the lie you will be told. You're going to be told
He's right.
that there is a craft on its way to Earth. That's the lie. Maybe I'm wrong.
No. This is the one time I believe him. It's funny. You know, the guy who brings out all of the stuff that we have a lot of doubt with, and rightly so, because they all sucked, is the guy now telling us what the truth is. And I don't understand, like, isn't it weird though? Like, oh, he's wrong. What's this here? Hey, I forgot to say it. If you want to help support Truthology for ufology, do what Twinkle did. A £1, £1 super chat. Thank you very much. That's pure love. A super dono. That means it's a donation with no message. That's pure love. Thank you, Twinkle. Welcome to the show as well. And I forgot to say, yeah, if we can just, $100. That's the goal. $100, PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Sticker, even become a member, all that stuff. And look, on the 1st of next month, August, we're giving away another 10 memberships. Yay. Thank you, Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle. Oh, by the way, tonight there's supposed to be a dual 30 an hour dual meteor shower going on. Yep.
I hope I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, Jay.
I sent you 2 texts today
Boop.
with a year. Not from me. Nope. I'm not going to propagate that lie. Not going to be part of it. Not going to say it to the camera. Everybody knows. Just start paying attention. And they'll change the date, especially if they see this. Things will change. Because maybe I'm trustworthy. Maybe I'm worthy of your trust. Maybe I've told you the truth the whole way through it. Now you can verify it. If that's the case, then I'm fucking dangerous. You've been told the truth about UFOs for a long time now. It's been pretty orchestrated. It's been pretty clear. And it's using people that are telling the truth and want to tell the truth.
What did I miss? He's dangerous? Why? Because you think you told the truth, big guy? What'd he say?
Everybody knows. Just start paying attention. And they'll change the date, especially if they see this. Things will change. Because maybe I'm trustworthy. Maybe I'm worthy of your trust. Maybe I've told you the truth the whole way through it. Now you can verify it. If that's the case, then I'm fucking dangerous.
Ah, yeah. Wrongo, beaver breath. You are far from dangerous. You are the opposite of dangerous. You are the grift boy. You are their golden goose. You are the guy that does what Greer can't do, and that's bring bullshit evidence to the people. See, Jeremy doesn't care whether his UFO sightings that he got from special sources in the government, he doesn't care if they're real or fake. All Jeremy cares about is what Jeremy Corbell can get popular off of, sell the most things to, and get people talking. He doesn't care about evidence. He just wants people talking about it. No, I'm serious. I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad thing. Seriously, I really don't know. It's bad when he's bringing out, 12 of 13 sightings we can figure out, except for the that jellyfish, man. I just don't know. I can't figure it out. It's a weird one. But I think it's bullshit, of course. His record proves that. However, what Corbell did was get people working, debunking, talking about the possibilities of what's at stake and what he has for us and things that he's sharing. See, a lot of people think third phase of moon is also very bad for the community. And now I disagree with that. Not because we're friends, but because what makes the most sense? That they're faking everything and they're posting it? No, it's not at all the truth. What they do is what many UFO sources do out there. They get a sighting, they post it to the channel, everybody starts talking about it, somebody will figure it out. That's what they want. They tell you that. Yeah, we are serious about disclosure, we're serious about finding the truth, but what third phase of moon does, and I think Jeremy's kind of the same way, they get something, they post it because nobody's ever seen it before, and that'll get more people talking. It's exciting. Oh, never seen this before. Boop. And then you get people like me who used to be so angry at third phase for not researching the sightings and just putting them up there and just hoping that's real. But now I see it both ways. Not because they told me, not because they convinced me of it, because I convinced myself. Is this really bad? They both give us information. Good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. Third Phase, Jeremy Corbell, and many other people out there give us information. We have to do the work and figure out what's real and what isn't. Who do you go to? You know, where do you go? Mick West? Goof on? Do you go to, Mr. MBB 333? Huh? Secure team? Is that where you're going to go to figure out who's going to tell you the truth? No. We're all in this together, and we all have to fend for ourselves now, because every source out there is bullshit. And every source out there is trying their hardest to just be the one who gets the most legitimate shit. Whoever gets that sighting, that magic, that viral UFO, whoever gets it wins. You will go down in history as the person who posted the most unbelievable UFO report ever. We saw it last year. Las Vegas, alien, backyard, remember? It was so good that Knapp held on to it for 3.5 weeks until the whistleblower, David Grush, came out on a Monday. That happened on a he posted it on a Sunday to jumpstart Grush on Monday. I don't know, something like that. It's weird that he held on to it for 3 weeks plus. Because you want to get the most people looking at what you have. Now, you see, I don't like what George did. I don't like that at all. We hear that with James Fox as well. Oh, I've got evidence. The only way you can look at this evidence is if you pay for it in my documentary, by the way, which won't have the evidence in it. Huh. So you've got 3 sources that give you evidence, and none of it can stick. None of it. Oh, sure, there may be some legitimate UFOs in the mix, but we're dismissing everything because we don't have repeat performances. We don't have the ability to test this shit. And what about the spheres? Now they're saying these spheres could possibly be a part of a whole big network of thousands that are like a network protecting Earth. Fucking stupid. How stupid. How stupid. How stupid. I'm beyond it. They are trying everything. Wouldn't that be a Dyson sphere, you schmuckheads? Around Earth, not around the sun. That wouldn't make sense. Sure it does. You're protecting the Earth from the outer elements. And
You've been told the truth about UFOs for a long time now. It's been pretty orchestrated, it's been pretty clear, and it's using people that are telling the truth and want to tell the truth. Ultimately, they want you to know something. They want you to know UFOs are real. Thank God we're finally there. We're all there now. They want you to know the truth. But why they want you to know that truth now?
Tell us why.
Hope I'm wrong, but it's terrifying. Think about it. Maybe it's good to get ahead of it. Call it out now before they do it. I'll be called crazy. That's okay.
What's up, Zach.cast Monsu? What's up, Dan? Peters, Willie One Kenobi, Overlander, BC. What's up, everybody? Yeah, Jeremy's acting right here. It is, I almost think he listens to what I say. Because I was bringing that up a week ago when they, or whenever. Why now? Why? Why now? It doesn't make sense. No, I mean it, guys. I joke around a lot, but I'm serious tonight about this. I really don't understand where we're going by telling people there's a big craft slowly heading, not fast, mind you, slowly. See, the verb, is it verb? Verbage? Adjective? It's describing the speed slowly. That's an adverb. Adjective? Adjective is a description. An adverb is the movement of what you're describing, like throwing and belching. Yeah, I guess it is moving slowly. I don't freaking care. It's coming this way, supposedly. But why tell people? It is a lie. That's the weird thing. What did I just say? Why would I say that? Why did I say that? How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? Jeremy's right. It's terrifying if it's real. Terrifying. Absolutely. Freaking A, it's terrifying. I don't want it to happen. I don't want aliens to come here. No. And I thought I did. I think it's neat. I think it's interesting. I do. But usually the superior beings will try to take over unless they're so smart and so advanced and they understand that we have our own way here. See, they shouldn't even be coming here. That's what bothers me. Why are you going to interrupt our peaceful, not really, but let's just say our natural way of evolving on the planet, whether you know us by war or by success or by whatever. We are surviving how we survive. And if an outside source comes in and screws it up, well, why would they need us unless they're going to enslave us or eat us? Well, who knows what these beings are? This is what bothers me. We have nothing. Well, how big's the ship? It's pretty big. How fast is it going fast? Well, not really. It's slowly moving here. How fast? Well, I think I played this the other day where the UFO skeptic narrative has imploded. UFOs aren't real. Yeah, I did play this. The DoD Arrow is stumped by several dozen true anomalies and really peculiar UFO cases. There's no secret UFO programs, this here says. And this is coming. Oh, yeah, I play. 37-year congressional staffer McConnell begs to differ, as do Schumer, Rubio, Rounds, Gillibrand. I don't know if I played this. It doesn't say I played it. I think I meant to. Well, let's take a listen because we're in the throes of what's happening in this UFO alien situation that might or might not be coming in the next year and a half.
A clear sense is that I and most, if not all, of the colleagues, staff colleagues who were involved, and certainly some of the key senators who were involved, found these individuals to be credible, and sane. And to your question about
Okay. You see, there's so many podcasters that don't know how to interview. They don't ask follow-up questions. What makes them this? What makes them special? What makes them legit? We don't get the details. You know what I mean? Well, listen what he said.
found these individuals to be credible,
We found these
um, and sane.
we found these witnesses to be credible and sane. Well, credible would mean they're sane.
And And to your question about
So we literally have to throw in the word sane to clarify, to justify that this is a legitimate witness that we can rely on. That's where we're at. He's not crazy. We vetted him, right? Not crazy, are you? No, he said he's not crazy.
did they were they believable when they would express concerns for their own safety and that of their families and of their careers. I would say that's very definitely was credible. I mean, what I mean by that is we believed them that they felt that way.
That they were going to be killed if they came out and talked? Is that what he just said? Listen.
Would express concerns for their own safety and that of
Yes.
their families and of their careers. I would say that's very definitely was credible. I mean, what I mean by that is we believed them that they felt that way.
Right. And they had every right to feel that way. And I wish if there was a whistleblower on the fence right now that's listening to this podcast, please do not come forward. Please keep it to yourself. You're committing treason. We know the truth. Your story will not validate or justify anything else. Please stop. Now, I want to add on top of that everybody who came forward before you, Guy, we need their evidence now. Now, bring the evidence forward from the people we've already heard from. This way, nobody new has to get in harm's way. What's so hard about that? Okay. So, on the flip side, I have a feeling that because of what happened in I think it was Clovis, Texas, I'm not sure, where I believe it was 1890 something at the end of the 18th century into the 1900s, a UFO, is it Aurora, Texas, hit that windmill, right, on that barn. And alleged UFO crashed and a creature survived, although badly wounded, wound up surviving for a little bit until it passed away, and they dug a grave and secretly put this grave somewhere on that property. Nobody, only a few people know. But the parts to the UFO, from what I remember in that story, were thrown into the well, the water well that they drank and used. And you know what I mean? And people started getting cancer. Bad. The guy's hand, the guy who touched all that shit, his hand blew up. Like, it was so big. Anyway, ever since then, beings, pilots, NHI, whatever you want to call them, they're in those ships. And there's no doubt in my mind, it's still going on today. Now, you may think, oh God, that was 150 years ago or whatever. So, to them, that may feel like a month. That may feel like a day. We don't know. But I am sure of it, that these alien beings have been here long before us. That's how I feel. And I feel that they're okay with us doing our own thing up here because they don't live here. I think they may get some resources from the planet. I actually think there may be something under the ocean, in the ocean, maybe on the moon, that they use for resources. Maybe food, maybe energy, I don't know. But it's not interrupting us that we know of, you know? It's not interfering. However, we get to see the ships. We get to see them fly around. We get to see them, maybe check in on the humans. See, maybe they are tagging us. Maybe they are. watching us. And how can you blame them? If they've been doing it forever, why should they feel any need to stop? Well, I've got an idea for them. How about we're coming up on 9 billion people on the planet? I think this is probably like the most the planet's ever seen. I'm not sure about that. We don't know how many people survived on the planet at one time. Could have been 1 trillion. We don't know. Can this planet support 1 trillion people? We've only got, that's another 992 billion. There's no way. No way. Even if we desalinized, what is it called? Desalinized? Desalted the ocean waters, there wouldn't be enough food. By the way, where's all the food coming from for Burger King and McDonald's? Did you ever see that? Did I play that? There's a short out there or a documentary where every day McDonald's sells 2.5 million hamburgers. And if you do the math, it's about 18, that's about 30, that's about 75 million burgers a month. 75, it's about almost 1 billion hamburgers a year. A year. I remember when McDonald's started and they were counting up to 1 million served. Then it went to 1 billion. Then they took that off. Dude, where's all that meat? Where are they getting the cattle from? There's not, if you do the math, there's no way we have enough beef to make all those burgers. And that's just McDonald's. You got Wendy's, Carl's Jr., you got In-N-Out Burger, you got, holy crap. Where do we get the food? Seriously. My thing is, and this is what I'm worried about. I bring this all back now to what's happening in 2027. So here's what I think is going to happen. Climatologists, archaeologists, geologists, theologians, scientists, astrophysicists, and all the other people that are smart are projecting that when we reach 10 billion people on Earth, we will be at the point of no return. It used to be 9 billion. Now I heard it's 10. So that means there isn't enough food on the planet for 10 billion people. So what do? The same thing you've done 5, 6 other times. Get rid of everybody. You start over. Why? Well, you give the planet a chance to regenerize. Regenerize? What the hell? What kind of word is that? You get the planet to fix itself, right? Get back in alignment with its yin and yang, right? And then people can start over with old technology. No, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. I have a feeling. Look, if you go back on civilizations all throughout history, one thing is pretty common. They all get wiped out at the peak, right? You know why? They don't have the resources. They can't take care of people. And I think in 2 years, we're going to see the false flag. Should I say it? Could it be a false flag alien invasion that not only will destroy many parts of the planet, but there'll be enough people to pull together to save humanity. And then what do you think? So oh, gonna LGBT world. It's gonna be the LGBT world. Right? They're gonna have everybody's inclusive now. Where are you from? I'm from Iran. Aren't you supposed to be my enemy? Oh no, we're together now. Is that how they sound? Well, we're all together in this because we got to survive. Are you good? I'm good, my friend. I just want to eat. Me too. And a good shower? Oh, you're funny. You know? We're in for it. If you think about what the Biden administration did the last 4 years, think about this. They let the whole world come into our country. Why? Why? Because it's over. It doesn't matter. Destroy it. It's going to be destroyed anyway. That's their thinking, I think. They know something we don't know. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Why would you flood this beautiful country with the world full of every type of person you can imagine? It makes no sense to bring in 20 to 30 million people into this country unless it doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter because in a couple of years, it's over. Maybe that's what we're in for. Maybe that's why Jeremy's so scared.
And it was almost, in some cases, palpable. I can recall an instance where one source, initiating, an explanation of what they knew, was visibly shaking. I mean,
Wow.
physically so stressed about it.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't think that these folks are making it up. They feel that there are grave risks, and if
And these
you,
are people that have not gone public. They're not the whistleblowers the public knows.
well, that's right.
While collecting my evidence for the existence of these programs from
Did you hear that? Let me replay that.
And if
And these
you,
are people that have not gone public. They're not the whistleblowers the public knows.
well, that's right.
And these are the whistleblowers that the public doesn't know. Is that what he just said?
They feel that there are grave risks, and if
And these
you,
are people that have not gone public. They're not the whistleblowers the public knows.
well, that's right.
while collecting my evidence for the
Hmm.
existence of these programs from the proverbial horse's mouth. I mean, I spoke to White House officials, chief executives, corporate CEOs, program administrators, executive assistants, people in charge of SCIFs and security, um, retired flag and general officers. The accumulated weight of the evidence given to me firsthand by people who worked or were briefed or were exposed to those programs was irrefutable. It was very difficult to dismiss.
Yeah. I'm going to believe that guy. So, moving on. Jake Barber, remember he said he can summons you the egg UFO now? Where are those videos? Oh, a new video leak from Jake Barber's Skywatchers just dropped showing a never before seen UFO class? The Tetra? I love this. So why leak it? Billy Kurzak discusses on his channel, UAP Reporting Center on X, someone forcing disclosure? Someone disgruntled? Intel opt to steer the narrative? Maybe? Or a warning shot? Leaks like this don't happen by accident, they say. Someone wants the Tetra UFO out there. But why? Here we go. Another new UFO for you peeps who are looking for something new. Are you tired of saying UAP? We've got Tetra. You tired of saying Tic Tac? We've got Tetra. Are you tired of saying drones? We've got Tetra. Are you tired of saying plasmic? We've got Tetra. It's a tetrahedron UFO. It makes no sense, so let it go. Let's take a look at this together, shall we? 3 and 2 and a go.
Tetris.
What I call it? Tetra, not Tetris. It says Tetra. Tetrahedron. Hey, Ron. Ooh. All birds. Guys, those are birds. These are birds. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Those are birds. You schmucks. I can't. Really? This is unbelievable. This is Jake Barber. This is the best they've got. This is unbelievable. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. These people should be embarrassed. Line them up, set them up against the wall. I got something I want to put in the middle of between their eyes. What's that? A bullet? No, brains. How stupid do they think we are? Oh my God. I've been watching these birds for 21 years. This guy's going to automatically come out and say they're UFOs now. See, this is what I told you. They're going to try to tell us that drones, balloons, planes, they're all UFOs now. Yeah. Everything you're seeing is not what you're seeing. See? I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I really am.
What is the difference between a whistleblower and a leaker?
One tells the truth. The other one is given the narrative to tell us.
A whistleblower intends to expose illegal or unethical acts for public interest, often seeking accountability or reform. A leaker intends to disclose sensitive information,
This is
typically
embarrassing.
for personal gain, political motives, or to cause disruption, without prioritizing public.
I don't care what anybody says. These are not aligned in a perfectly straight line. I've noticed they're meandering, they're moving about. These could be 100% UFOs, but they could also be birds.
Good.
And with that, I do want to recognize that we're working with leaked data here.
Unreal.
But it's out now, so we're going to talk about it.
I bet you this is probably the legit UFO. You see this? This formation? This looks like a flare formation. There's people in the military that I think know what this means. 4 and 2. I don't know, man. I've seen this 100 times at least, maybe 1,000.
And what we're going to notice right out of the gate
with flares,
is the
especially
level of detail in this clip here specifically. This is infrared, so we're
maybe these are
thermal.
flares.
And to top it off,
okay. I bet you these are flares, but they're in a vertical, not in a horizontal.
there was radar released alongside the videos. And we could see the radar track right here. This is at about 4,600 to 700 feet off the ground.
That's not that
and the line that you saw was basically all of the...
And look, when they drop flares, you guys know they could last anywhere from 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they're usually down to the second. I know because I've recorded them. And they drop them anywhere from 500, 1,000, 10,000 feet, depending on how wide of an area they need to see.
radar returns.
I'm not too sure. These are flares.
These aren't birds.
I'm just saying.
Well, we can compare to other recordings using thermal. On the far right is an airplane, but you can see very clearly there's a shape of a bird You see the wing.
Yes, but look how close they are to it. When they show us the other ones, they're much further away. Of course, you're not going to see the details of the wings. Do you see how they try to bullshit their way into telling us it's not birds?
Wings in the movement when they're in flight, you see.
Yes. Yeah, when you're close.
Actual wings flapping. So the objects that we're looking at.
And it also depends on the frame rate. Oh my God, they're not telling you half of it.
Are very
Sorry,
static,
guys.
and their shape is unchanging. Now, there are multiple different
this could be
examples
legit.
of this class in flight, captured in thermal and in optical. All of the thermal shows a very statically shaped object, right? It's a circle. And here we have a grouping that I captured over my backyard. And I put trails on it so we could see that they're not just, satellites flying through the air. This is thermal and is shortwave infrared. Now moving on to the optical, so EO, the characteristics are different now. So we can see that they flicker. And this is one of the characteristics that I believe is interesting and also...
Do you know why they're flickering? Because their wings are flapping, you schmohawk.
So will help us understand how these things fly, potentially.
Oh my God, how dumb are they? See, this comes from lack of experience. See, they may be in that jet, they may be flying around looking through their radar and shit, but you can't compare it to the 24,000 hours of sky watching that I got, or the 60,000 that Jeff Willis has. We could point this shit out in 2 seconds and tell you what it is without having to post it and let it, hey, it's leaked. Well, do you know why they're flashing? They're not flashing. They're flapping, and you're not getting it.
Now, what I'm starting to see as a pattern is it appears that the light is consistent with the amount of effort the objects are putting out, meaning...
What does that mean?
When they turn, the light is on longer, and when they speed up or slow down, the light also is on longer.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's because of the angle and the reflection of the sun off of it.
Here's just another set, another example. You can see they have like a playfulness.
Yeah, so do birds.
About them, the way
birds. Ha! Ha!
They move as well. And you can see they're interacting with each other. It's, like I said, it's almost playful.
Here we go again.
All right, now here's the comparison between optical and thermal. Thermal on the left, optical on the right. You can see the flickering on the right.
Yeah.
And that's when they're emitting
that's
their
when
bursts
the wings
of
are
whatever
flapping.
it is, vapor, light. I don't know what it is, but it's part...
I can't tell you how many times I've seen this formation, very similar looking. Yes, birds fly like this a lot.
It seems to be part of their propulsion. On the left, you can see it's more consistent. You don't see the flickering like you do on the right. Right, no wings flapping.
Oh.
Another example, right? These things are
flapping. You can see the flippity flapping of the wingity dings. All right, we get it. I can't. I just can't. I'm starting to get a little angry because they're so stupid. It's like, how can they be taken seriously? I really don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. Why am I going into Shatner mode? All right, we got more. Oh. So an ex-NASA propulsion engineer casually drops details, oh my God, about trillions of cloaking, self-repairing, mass shifting devices hiding across Earth. And this is from a U.S. affiliated podcast. Guys, I'm scared. Somebody hold me. Oh my God, it's Hal Puthoff. I didn't see it. Wait, Richard Banderick. Oh yeah, this guy? He goes, we're talking about materials that cloak, communicate, and reconfigure. There are probably 1 trillion of them, he says. Who cares? We're not. No, we're not. Christopher V. I hope you're right, brother. I really do. But I don't see it. And I see what happens when we think we're going to get off planet. You know what happens? Yeah, the rockets blow up. Scary. Scary. I'm a scared. How come I heard bells ringing and I don't see anything? What was that? I'm in the chat and I don't see it. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to like the show. Now, Banjeric says he worked with NOS groups decades ago, organizations allegedly involved in analyzing retrieved non-human tech. When examined, he says the materials turned to dust in minutes. Stupid. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It is so stupid. You want me to believe that you have alien evidence in your hand and then, oh, we're looking at it, oh, it's gone. That's what you want me to believe. Do you know how stupid that is? It's the only way that they can tell their story and somewhat be believable. Oh, if he's telling the truth, it'll disappear. You know who else said this? People who've had experience with aliens. Jonathan Reed said it. His dog just disappeared when it got ripped in half, like everything just vanished. I don't know, guys, but and then when examined, the materials turned to dust. This dust was isotypically analyzed, and it was extraterrestrial. This wasn't one-off debris. We're looking at silvers of metal that knew they... Wait, am I reading this right? We're looking at silvers of metal that knew where they were, cloaked themselves, and then reassembled themselves if broken, and even cooled the environment they were in. One sample was placed on a 3,000 degree surface and it cooled it off. None of this is on video, mind you. Not only that, when we removed it and weighed it, its mass had decreased. These were intelligent materials composed of subunits that communicated and could change function. That's post-biological design that these guys are talking about. I'm not buying it. I think it's fantasy talk. You know why? There would be video of it. Hey, Rich, that shit's so top secret, they're not going to let anybody know. They may talk about it, but you'll never see it. Exactly. Easy to talk about, not easy to believe. Right? And what Banjeric describes is active counterintelligence embedded in matter. Cloaking, reactive disintegration, adaptive behavior, distributed sensing, and memory of surroundings. They're designed to avoid reverse engineering. Can you believe this shit? The material is designed to avoid being reverse engineered. So in essence, it's intelligent. Every piece of material, if you start to look at it and analyze, it'll turn to dust. It says, hey, you can't look, no, can't have this. Dun, 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 dun. Poof, dust. Dun, 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 can't touch this. Dun, 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 we're dust. Who's ready to go looking? You can still find them if you know where to look, he says. There are trillions of them deposited globally. And their purpose? Possibly to manipulate our species? This is from a man with DARPA contracts and Air Force briefings. My God. And then he drops this, Banjeric. These triangles the craft they're not just cloaking, they're bending light. They're bending light behind them and projecting it forward like a cloak, like real-time optical inversion, not hiding as such, just displacing their image in space-time. I want to see it. Sounds great. His team tracked these triangles, not by visual or radar. They tracked the imperfections in their cloak. Oh, hey, Nathan. Oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you very much. Nathan from the Quantum Show with the Super Dono. Say, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. Hope you're doing well. I see you out there. I see you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. A continuing supporter of GoofOn and even RSA. So he says they never bent the light perfectly. So you could see where their issues were. You could see where they were. And there were tells, is what they're saying. The cloaking field had oscillatory behavior. You could measure the electric field. And this is how they hunted them. Oh, and they replicated some of it. He mentions a classified proposal to the U.S. Air Force to reproduce these cloaking and electroscalar effects using novel metamaterials and nanoconduction. What'd I say? He says, we observed longitudinal radiation. Longitudinal. We applied DC current to nanoconductors and produced internal forces. Wow. We're working with the NSF on field propulsion using these effects. Hal Puthoff's group is seeing the same thing. This wasn't a leak. It was disclosure in plain sight. The setting was a well-produced panel with NASA, DOE, and NSF-affiliated scientists. This sounded like a casual conversation. If you're paying attention, then you will realize it's way more. We are on the cusp of new propulsion. Whoever created these materials doesn't want us reverse engineering them. They are centuries ahead of us. If that's not disclosure, what is? Well, disclosure, my friend, if you're listening, is to reproduce or bring forward the claims of alien existence and their ships and showing us that they work, explaining who they are, where they came from. That's disclosure. This is just a story, and one that I find very hard to believe. However, these guys believe it wholeheartedly, and it seems like they're on to something that I I understand what they're saying, but I want to see it. We people are visual. I'd like to see it so I understand what I think I'm learning. It's all new to me. But if that's true, and they're everywhere, it might explain some of the weird things we see, some of the flashes, some of the, pulses that I've captured on video that make no sense, just in the middle of nowhere. So, I don't know. There's so much we don't know. I was going to talk about the 1976 Tehran UFO incident, but I'm not. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I want to show you a couple of videos, though. So this guy records... God damn it! Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Damn it. Those aren't stars. So this man records unknown spacecraft orbiting Earth. And this is in the early 2000s. And it's an amateur astronomer named John Leonard Walson. And he invented a way to get clear images of passing satellites and the ISS. Eventually, John zoomed in on a star and discovered that it wasn't a star. I don't know if you remember these videos, but we've never seen them since. Why? Let me show you. I think these are kick-ass. I don't know what this guy captured, but I think you guys will remember. Thanks, Nathan. Can somebody match Nathan's? Throw it down. Go. Remember these? I wish I had this kind of luck when I was sky watching. I saw so many things that just turned out to be airplanes or stars or satellites. This guy zooms into a bright light and he gets this. And that's right, Ragin. We don't know sheet. We only know, right? We only know what we think we know. I don't know what the truth is. I really don't. I can only tell you what I think the truth is. What makes the most sense? Are we looking at passing satellites? Do you remember this? And where have these been since? Wow, hey, man. Oh, Willie One Kenobi, thank you so much. I'm trying to pull it up, but it didn't pop up yet on my end. There it is. Thanks, man. That was unbelievable. I appreciate that. Willie One Kenobi. I don't know why I have a hard time saying your name for some. It should be easy. A continuing supporter of Goof On. Aren't these weird though? But my thing is this, my peeps. Where are they? Wait, hold on. Is this from 23? I thought these were from 2001. So he's still seeing these? This is bullshit. No. These are old. I remember this. I remember this from a decade ago. I don't see how these are 2023. Well, anyway, it's there. My thing is, why isn't anybody else seeing the same thing and zooming in on it? Where are the other cameras? See, this is why I don't trust just one person. Sad. Sad but true. You. So, these people that I've been talking about, Patrick Jackson, do you know Patrick Jackson? He wrote a book in 2015, and it's about uncovering small silver spheres operating inside buildings. Huh? Yeah. Then in 2024, the Sphere Network expanded on that discovery, revealing a sophisticated AI-driven defense system that's likely been present since biblical times. They're trying to tell us that there's this orbital defense system like the ArcNet around the freaking planet. I know. But believe it or not, it seems pretty unbelievable. It seems pretty unbelievable that it might even be credible. Well, here's what it looks like, just so you get an idea. Some of this right here, And and I don't know if the spheres that we're seeing on video are these spheres being knocked out of. Now, why would that happen? If they've been around since biblical times, these spheres would have been in my backyard. Yeah, you know what I mean? Thanks, Nathan. Thanks, Willie One Kenobi. It's strange, I'm not buying it. I can't buy it. I think I would have seen it. Here, let's see. Let me see if I can pull this story up. Here we go. Can I get inside there? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, for decades, the UFO debate has revolved around, grainy photos and eyewitness testimony. But new research may have uncovered the most explosive evidence in history, not on Earth, but orbiting Earth, high above it. Dr. Dr. Beatrice Villarreal's study has detected what looks like a vast network of artificial objects in high Earth orbit, captured between 1949 and 1958, years before Sputnik and the dawn of human spaceflight. If confirmed, this is not a single UFO or stray satellite. This is an entire surveillance grid, and the implications are staggering. Well, her research paper aligned multiple transient events in the first Palomar Sky Survey. Dr. Villarreal's team analyzed the first Palomar Sky Survey, 1949 to 58, a massive photographic record of the sky taken years before humanity's first satellite launch. The results are jaw-dropping. 298,165 short-lived flashes of light detected across the plates. Many were aligned and simultaneous, behaving like sunlight reflecting off metallic surfaces. Can I say something really quick, my peeps? Every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, our planet is bombarded with sand particles at thousands of miles per hour that hit the Earth's atmosphere and burn up. A grain of sand. Imagine it going 20,000 miles an hour hitting the atmosphere. Boop. You're going to see a burst of light. A little boop. A burn up. See, that's what I think they saw. I don't think they saw these globular things. They didn't see that. There's no evidence of that. There's nothing anywhere ever. And what about the moon? When we allegedly went to the moon, shouldn't they have, I don't know, burst through the ArcNet? Stop. This is ridiculous. Let me show you. Located 40,000 to 80,000 kilometers above Earth. This is stupid. In high orbit, decades before we could put anything there. In the 50s, humanity didn't even have rockets capable of reaching low Earth orbit. Yet the data suggests hundreds of thousands of objects forming a coordinated grid. Something or someone was already up there. And to prove these weren't camera errors or natural events, the team used a simple test. Oh, I didn't know this. When the flashes were inside the Earth's shadow, the umbra, they disappeared. When in sunlight, they reappeared. That means only one thing. These are physical, sunlit objects in orbit. And then came the number that was smoking gun evidence, 22-sigma, 22. Then you got, I don't know what this is, 3G intriguing, 5A discovery level. What is this? 22 up and up isn't just proof. It's a statistical knockout punch. It's the kind of number you get when the data is screaming that something real is there. This is unbelievable, right? This is crazy. The odds of this being random, about 1 in 10 to the power of 7 for all 70, for all practical purposes, 0. This isn't noise. It's hard, physical evidence. When scientists see 22 beeps, they don't call it a coincidence. They call it a smoking gun. A hidden network above us? This isn't 1 or 2 objects. It's hundreds of thousands, aligned, coordinated, reflective, in high orbit, before we could put a single satellite there. That's infrastructure. And the timing raises more questions. A strong 3.9 GeP flash aligns with the 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO flap, when unknown objects swarmed the U.S. Capitol. And other coincidences with the 1954 European UFO wave, a massive spike in sightings across France and Italy. This data has, it can be seen as evidence that this orbital network was active during major UFO events. The story takes an even darker turn at Harvard University between 1953 and 68. There's a mysterious 15-year hole in Harvard's vast astronomical plate collection, known as the Menzel Gap after director Dr. Donald H. Menzel. In 1953, just as these anomalies were being recorded at Palomar, Menzel abruptly halted Harvard's plate program. He ordered the destruction of hundreds of thousands of plates without examining them. These plates would have covered the exact years Villarreal's study identifies as critical. Menzel wasn't just a scientist. He had deep ties to U.S. intelligence and was a loud public UFO skeptic. The timing is uncanny. It can be speculated from Dr. Villarreal's study that his actions might have been an effort to erase evidence of an NHI network. We are talking about an engineered pre-space age orbital grid built with technology decades beyond the 50s human capability. I mean, that means one thing: we have been watched for a long time. A 22 beep result doesn't suggest, it doesn't hint, it declares. These objects are real, they're artificial, they're not ours. If true, this is the biggest cover-up in human history. Not a crash saucer, but an entire fleet of an alien hardware above our heads, quietly operating for decades, maybe centuries. The sky isn't whispering anymore, it's screaming. Share your thoughts about this amazing discovery. I'm not sure, guys. I am not sure. I am having a hard time believing it. However, I think I do. In 2004, I saw a grid in the sky with my wife, and it may have lasted about 10 seconds. But I talked about this a dozen times. As I was just getting done walking the dog and sky watching, I looked up and saw what looked like someone. Do you guys remember high school, the overhead projectors? It looked like somebody was sliding in a grid into a projector that filled the sky. It looked like it was pushed into place and then it disintegrated that fast within seconds. The whole thing may have lasted 8 to 10 seconds. By the time I yelled for my wife, come at her. 5 seconds went by. She looks up, sees it, and then it disappears as I'm turning the camera on. There's nothing to see on camera. I tried. It filled the whole sky, everywhere I looked. And the weird thing was, we had these trees that were right here, but you can see through the trees. Like I could see 20 miles this way or 10 miles that way. I could see the grid. It was everywhere. Is that what I saw? I saw something special that day. So did my wife. And I'm wondering if I saw something I shouldn't have seen. God dang it, if I could have only had the recorder on. Can you imagine what would have... People would have thought I faked it. It was bizarre. See, when I saw that drew me in so much to the belief system that I was building that there's something wrong with what we're being told. I've never heard anybody talk about a grid around the earth that would show up the way I saw it. Never, no one, never. Even to this day, never heard anybody talk about it. Me and my wife may be the only witnesses to it. The thing is, there's something going on. And I have a feeling, and I don't know why, but I have a feeling this goes back way before we were here. That's what bothers me. Something doesn't feel right to me. It feels off. The other day, 2 days ago, I was just happened to be walking. And I'm looking at everything, and it felt fake. It felt fake. David Wilcox, not Wilcock, with a $20 PayPal. Oh, he matched Nathan and Willy Wonkanobi. Well, that is really awesome. Thank you very much. Anybody want to match that on PayPal? Thank you very much. $20, a continuing supporter of Goof On. Yeah. David Wilcox, not Wilcock. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. But something's wrong. I know what we saw. I don't know what would happen if a real ship was coming here and going to be here by 2027. I'll be honest with you, I'd be scared out of my freaking... I would think it's the end. I would be excited. I would be... Every emotion would go through me. As a matter of fact, if the aliens are real and they are heading here, why do I feel like it's not a good thing? I used to want this, and now I don't want it anymore. I mean, I think I know what the truth, just as many of you know what the truth is. And some of us have better ways of seeing the truth, feeling the truth than others. All right. I have my ways, you have your ways. And the thing that I like is that there are so many different ways that we could all communicate. And yet we still don't know how, really. I don't. But I'm sure somebody can read me, my thoughts, if that's a possibility. And sometimes I feel like my thoughts are being invaded. No, I just said that. They don't. It's a strange time. It really is. It's a strange time to be alive. Hold on. Kerry, July 23rd. That was a week ago. Oh my God. Emails just came in from a week ago on Goof On. See? There's so many. So, Stephen Greenstreet posted this. Debunked and disgraced UFO activist Lou Eliganzo will restart his for-profit tour in September in San Francisco. Tickets are $30 to $60. They're using a credulous and inaccurate video from YouTuber Stephen Bartlett to promote the tour. Are you guys familiar with it? Let me show you. Nah. Yeah, remember? Lou was supposed to come to Florida. And he canceled. He doesn't want this to show up. He's afraid. Hey, Lou, I have a bad foot now. It should be pretty much an even thing between us. If you want to put on that event, you know, take me out behind the house. Show me what the truth is by beating it into me. Because that's all Lou knows. That's all they all know on that side. Violence. It's what they're about. If we can't talk to you and have you understand what we believe, we'll just beat it into you. You know, gently.
universe. And I know these things are real because I was asked to investigate UFO incursions into controlled U.S. airspace by the Pentagon. These videos here, there's no question what you're seeing.
And there's more videos like this that you've been exposed to.
Oh, yeah. But they're
for sure.
Because there's a lot of people that don't want us talking about this.
Should we be worried about this?
Luis Elizondo is a respected intelligence officer and former head of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program,
where he led efforts to investigate UFO sightings and unidentified aerial phenomena.
There were real things that we were encountering over controlled U.S. airspace by an unknown technology that frankly could outperform anything that we had in our inventory. And there was a big national security issue because there's potential for these things to be interfering with our nuclear equities.
There's evidence to suggest that they turned on the nuclear facilities in Russia, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
But has there ever been anyone sent to jail because they've spoken about this subject matter?
Worse, my life has been threatened many times, taking huge risks, but I think we deserve the truth. So let's go.
His life has been threatened many, many times. By who? By who? Tell me one. One. I bet you $1,000 Eleganzo was never threatened. Not once. Who would be stupid enough to do that? Honestly. No matter how mad I get, I would never say that to that guy. You know who he knows? If Lou wanted to, he could. He could do what he needs to do to silence you. I believe it. And I am 99% sure if he wanted me dead, it would happen. Yeah, serious. Hey, I want to thank, I want to make sure I don't say the wrong name. All the best from Germany. I'm just going to say your first name, Jacobus. I'm just going to round it up. I see $5.50 on PayPal. Dude, well, thank you, Jacobus. What a cool name. I like your name. Yeah, that's a good name. I mean, I like names. Names are important. All the best from Germany. Germany's been on my mind lately. I actually had a dream that I was in Germany on a train and it exploded. Yeah, I was there. I was right at the door. And what happened, there was a lady wearing this big winter coat, some white German lady, and I don't understand the language, but she's like, get off me or something like that, because everybody's, it's crowded and I keep bumping in, and she does this. As she's pushing me, I hear the explosion and that's when I wake up as I'm being hit with the blast. That was so weird. And I remember feeling the hot air. I don't know if that's something that happens, but it felt warm. I felt the tips of my ear get really warm, like the back of my neck. I guess that was exposed. So weird. But thank you, Germany. We appreciate that. Jacobus throwing it down. Dorothy throwing it down. Oh, look at that. That's so nice of you. Dorothy throwing it down. A continuing supporter, even on RSA. Thanks, Dorothy. Thank you. Continuing supporter. I appreciate it. It's weird. The only way I think you could really know, Dorothy can attest to this. The longer you're in this field, the more you understand it's not, and I know it's obvious, but you could almost pick, point, and choose when the narrative changed to something that's better than what they were using. I know it's obvious when they say, Tic Tac, now we're talking about drones. Remember, we went from Tic Tac, then we went to drones, now we're at spheres. And in between the drone and the spheres, we went psychic. And people started putting it together. Well, maybe, just maybe, it's more than just aliens and UFOs? What if it's spiritual? Maybe that's how we're able to connect with mentally, because we're going into a dimension of sight and sound that's at the afterlife. And it's possible we could tap into that some way, somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how. But, for lack of a better term, if you get in the right vibration, I could see you matching it up with that. But how do you do it? How do you match up? I understand meditating, because I've been meditating for 20 some years. I get it. I can slow my heartbeat down. Bop, bada, bop, bada, bop. Vibration should automatically change when you're calming your nerves. Right? I know one thing that I do very well. It's the only thing I think I do very well. Two things. I'm a really good empath. For as much as I have doubt in these abilities, it has saved me. And what's the other one? I don't know. I can't remember. Thank you, Dorothy. There's just so much going on this planet. Don't you feel like, and Dorothy, maybe, you can say yes or no to this too. Again, I'll use this because the older you get, it's like children can see spirits more than the adult, right? We've seen that so many times. Pets, there's something about the simplicity of the mind. You don't have shit that's interfering with your daily, you're just a baby. All you're thinking is food, poop, right? And dogs, what do dogs think about? Food and poop, same thing. So there's a certain window of opportunity that maybe from 0 to, let's say, 5 years old, children are a really good barometer as to what's going on around them. If you have a child that says, I have a special friend. Oh, who is it? As we saw in the video the other day, Ghost Daddy. What? Say word. Ghost Daddy. And it happened to be the baby's mother's father, who it's never met. And it said, Daddy, your dad. And the mother goes, 2-year-old. Mother goes, who's daddy? Your daddy, the kid says. She takes out a picture. She goes, show me. Kid points at that's your daddy. How the hell do you know? Because the ghost daddy was telling the baby, give me a hug. He'd give it a hug. Daddy wants hug. Ghost daddy hug. I showed the video. Crazy. How? Explain it to me, because I still don't get it. Do you really believe that the mother was talking about her dead husband from like 10 years ago, and the baby happened to be listening in the other room going, yeah, that's a good joke. I'm going to play a joke on her. I saw your ghost dad, and for it to be a fake, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's real. How does it happen? I need to know. And I have a feeling I'm going to find out soon. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be through sleep, or I'm going to turn around and it's going to be right there one day. But it's coming. And I'm going to have a story to tell. But I think there is some weird stuff happening here. Again, took a break. But there's some interesting things I want to talk to you guys tomorrow about what's been going on here. I know it could all just be my imagination. Well, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And comments. We didn't do a poll tonight, did we? No. Yeah, I forgot to talk about the RSA poll today. I forgot the poll. They'll get used to it. So we'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. It's Wednesday tomorrow. I don't know what we're talking about, but I have one good story. I know that. But I appreciate you. Truthology for ufology. We do it for you. And what else? What's the other thing? If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Now, tonight, don't forget, I don't know when, but there's 2 meteor showers happening at the same time today. Tonight. So go check it out. Huh? I said go check it out. Rich the Redeemer. Goofon hits like a freight train. All right. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Hey, alien bless.
Steel wheels grind through the dark. Echoes of a question mark. Why'd they lie?